Hey everyone, and welcome. Get ready for a deep dive, your own personal deep dive into the Alien franchise.
We're going deep beyond those movies. We're going to uncover its origins, how it's changed, and even how it makes us think about AI. Like, are we the robots?
And get ready for some surprises along the way.
Oh.
Trust me, this franchise has some secrets.
Oh, it does. Hidden corners, even for diehard fans. Novels, comics, even like what professors are saying about it, it's all connected to why Alien still scares the spacesuit office.
Now, we all know Ripley kicking xenomorph tail on the big screen, but the original idea, it was way different.
Totally. Dan O'Bannon, the guy who wrote it, he pictured a small, spooky sci-fi, something like, as he said, a haunted house in space.
Yeah.
Cheaper, you know. But then Star Wars happened.
Star Wars. Talk about a game changer. Suddenly, space wasn't just for nerds anymore.
Studios were all like, give us galaxies, give us lasers. And Alien, it had that horror edge, you know, that darkness that Star Wars didn't. Perfect timing.
So basically, without Luke and Leia, that chestburster scene might have stayed on the drawing board.
Could have been a whole different beast, literally. Speaking of that xenomorph, did you know H.R. Giger, the artist, he almost made it look like a crab.
Whoa, hold on. Like scuttling around with a shell and everything?
Yeah, creepy crawly. Lucky for us, they went with the biomechanical nightmare fuel we know and love. Still the scariest thing in space, in my book.
No argument there.
Yeah.
But it's not just the monster, right?
Yeah.
Alien's got that whole look, the sets, the costumes, it all oozes atmosphere.
Exactly. Ron Cobb, the set designer, he wanted the Nostromo, that's the ship, to be like a blue-collar truck stop in space.
Makes sense, those poor space truckers never saw it coming.
Right. It's grimy, lived in, makes the horror hit harder because it feels real. You're trapped there with them.
And those spacesuits, not your average shiny superhero getup.
No way! Those were designed by Mobius, French artists, super influential. They've got this weird beauty to them against all that industrial grime. Everything in Alien is designed to make you uneasy, you know, before the xenomorph even shows up.
And let's be real, Ripley. Total badass. Changed how we see women in sci-fi, and she almost wasn't in it.
No way. You serious?
Dead serious. Ripley was supposed to be a dude. Imagine that.
Wow. Hard to picture Alien without Sigourney Weaver, isn't it?
Right. She brought this strength, but also, like, realness to the role. Nobody else could have pulled it off.
Talk about a game changer.
Totally. And guess what? Ron Cobb, the set designer, he's the one who said, hey, you got to cast Sigourney.
No way.
Huh?
Seriously.
Yeah. Talk about a good eye for talent, right?
Right.
But Alien, it wasn't content to be just one movie, was it?
Oh, no. This beast was just getting started. Back again. Before the break, we were talking about how Alien got made, all those crazy pieces coming together. But the sequels, that's where it gets really interesting, you know, how this thing took on a life of its own.
Like, each sequel's a new mutation of the alien DNA.
Exactly. And Aliens, James Cameron, you know, he went big.
Bigger guns, bigger explosions, bigger everything.
Well, yeah, but Cameron's smart. He knew it wasn't just about the action. He understood what made the first one so scary, that fear of the unknown.
And he just throws you right into that nest with Ripley facing down like a zillion xenomorphs.
He ramps up the stakes. Plus, we get Newt.
Newt. See, Cameron's not all explosions and pulse rifles. He gives you that little girl surviving against all odds, and suddenly it's not just about monsters anymore.
Right, there's that human connection, even in the middle of all that chaos. But, you know, we got to talk about Alien 3, right?
Okay, there we go.
People either love it or hate it, no in between.
Fincher, man, he went dark. Bleak, even.
He stripped everything back, wanted to show Ripley's trauma, you know, after everything she'd been through. And the studio, they were all over him. Rewrites, reshoots, you name it.
Talk about a rough start. But you got to admire Fincher's vision. Even with all that mess, he put out a film that's visually stunning. So atmospheric.
Yeah, like that prison planet, all shadows and fog. And then, just when you thought things couldn't get weirder, we get Alien. Resurrection.
Junet. The guy who did Emily. Talk about a curveball.
200 years later, Ripley's a clone, and there's a xenomorph playing basketball.
Okay, maybe not basketball.
But it's got that Junet weirdness all over it. Some people hated it, said it was too out there.
But I kind of dug it. I mean, it's Alien, but with a French accent. It's like the franchise is evolving right in front of us.
Mutating? Maybe. But hey, Alien always was about pushing boundaries.
And they didn't just stick to the movies, did they? Alien versus Predator, pure popcorn fun.
Two icons going head to head. What's not to love?
But it showed us something else, too. The Alien universe, it's got room to grow.
It can play with others, you know, add new elements, but those core themes, that fear of the unknown, the creature design, it's still there. And then Ridley Scott comes back.
Right. The prequel trilogy, Prometheus, Covenant, went back to the beginning, to those engineers.
Wanted to answer the big questions. Where did the xenomorphs come from? Why are they so damn scary?
And let's be real, those engineers, they were even creepier than the xenomorphs in a way.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that after the break. Don't go anywhere. We're back. And those engineers, man, talk about a head trip. They weren't content with just being creepy space jockeys, were they?
Nope, they had to go and create life, then decide they didn't like their creation. Talk about a god complex.
Right. And Prometheus, visually, it was amazing. But I walked out of the theater with more questions than answers.
Same here. Like, who were the engineers? What was their plan? Thankfully, Alien, Covenant shed a little light on that and introduced us to David.
David, the android with daddy issues.
More than that, David, he's the Alien franchise's whole AI dilemma personified. Super intelligent, creative, but no soul.
And an obsession with those xenomorphs, right?
Totally. Like, he sees himself as their engineer, their god,
Yeah.
even more than the engineers themselves.
And what does he do? He experiments. He creates, or should we say perverts. He takes something already terrifying and twists it into something even worse.
Which, let's be honest, is a pretty unsettling thought for us, right?
Yeah.
As we rely more and more on AI, we gotta ask, what if our creations get ideas of their own?
Right. Are we just setting ourselves up to be the engineers in our own story?
Mhm.
It's like that old saying, meet the new boss, same as the old boss. But it goes beyond the movies, doesn't it? The Alien universe, it's huge.
Oh yeah, you've got the books, the canonical Alien trilogy. They fill in the gaps between the films, give you more backstory on the characters, like bonus content for your brain.
Right, it's all connected.
And then there's the comics, Fire and Stone. You ever read that? It brings Alien, Predator, even Prometheus together. It's insane.
Crossover overload. I could check that out. But for me, Alien, isolation, that's how you expand a universe. That game, it just nails that same feeling of dread from the first movie.
Absolutely. Hiding in lockers, praying the xenomorph doesn't hear you breathe. It's terrifying.
Exactly. It proves that Alien's not just about the visuals, it's about that atmosphere, that tension. You can translate that to any medium, and it still works. But it's more than just movies, books, games, right? Aliens everywhere. We've got Alien Day, conventions. Even academics are writing papers about it.
It's true. There's an entire field of study dedicated to analyzing the themes and symbolism in Alien. Gender roles, body horror, even Freudian stuff.
And remember that high school that did Alien as their school play? Ridley Scott even gave them a shout out.
That's amazing. It just shows you the power of this franchise, how it sticks with you. It makes you think, how many other monster movies can say they inspired a whole field of academic study?
Seriously.
Yeah.
It's a testament to how well made these films are, that they can spark so much discussion, so much passion, even after all these years.
It's that perfect blend of horror, sci-fi, and action. But it also makes us think about bigger questions. Our place in the universe, the role of technology, what it means to be human in a world where things like the xenomorph could actually exist.
Well said. Alien isn't afraid to get under your skin and stay there. So the next time you're exploring space, or just, asking Alexa to play your favorite song, remember the Alien franchise. It's a reminder that sometimes the most terrifying monsters are the ones we create ourselves.
And that, my friends, is something to think about.